I moved into that apartment in late September. It was an old brick building on the edge of Philadelphia. Nothing fancy, but close to work and affordable for someone like me, just starting out. 1-bedroom unit, 3rd floor, no elevator, creaky stairs that always smelled faintly of mold and paint. The apartment was small, functional, and mine. What stood out most was the single large window in the bedroom. It looked directly into another building across a narrow alley, just 10 feet away, maybe less. The window opposite mine was exactly the same size, same style, same position. At first, I didn't think much of it. Curtains on that side were always closed, or at least that's what I told myself. Occasionally, I thought I saw movement behind the fabric, maybe someone walking by, but I paid it no real attention. Until I started noticing something. It began late one night. I'd just gotten home from work. I was doing layout design at a small publishing house, often stayed late. I tossed my bag, made tea, and sat down to scroll through my phone. At some point, I glanced up, just out of habit, and there it was, a figure, dark, motionless, standing in the window directly across from mine. No lights were on in that room, just the faint yellow glow from the alleyway lamp casting enough contrast to see the silhouette. Tall, thin, watching. I froze, squinted, thought maybe it was a shadow, a coat rack. But as I stared, I saw the outline of a head, shoulders. It didn't move, not an inch. I pulled my curtain shut and walked away. Next morning, I brushed it off. Thought maybe I'd imagined it. Sleep deprivation, long hours, whatever. These buildings are full of weird shapes in the dark. But then it happened again. And again. Every few nights I'd look up and the figure would be there, always standing in the same place, always still. I never saw it enter or leave, never caught a glimpse of light in that apartment, only the outline, only the watching. I started losing sleep. I taped the curtain down so it wouldn't move accidentally. I even set up my phone to record overnight, pointed at the window. But every time I played the footage back, nothing. Just an empty window. No figure, no movement. That should have made me feel better. It didn't. I told a co-worker. She laughed and called it your personal ghost neighbor. I laughed too, but my hands were shaking. Then one night, I woke up around 3 a.m. Not from a dream, just that strange, instinctive jolt of awareness. Something felt wrong. I sat up and without really thinking, peeked between the curtains. It was there, closer than before, pressed almost against the glass. I saw more details this time. A long neck, narrow shoulders, the hint of a face that seemed oddly smooth, almost too blank. The shape was clearer than ever, but still no light, no movement, just watching. I stumbled back. I shut the curtain. I sat on the floor for an hour, trying to convince myself it was a trick of the street lamp. The following day, I did something drastic. I went to the building across the alley, climbed up the same floor, found the apartment directly opposite mine. The door was boarded up, the frame rusted, a faded notice stuck to the wood. Condemned. Entry prohibited. 2013. That place had been abandoned for over a decade. I felt sick. Back home, I installed blackout blinds, slept with the lights on, tried to live as though it had all been some extended hallucination. It worked for a few nights. No figure, no dreams. Then one morning, I woke up and noticed something on the window. 2 handprints, pressed against the inside of the glass, wet, clear, human, facing out.
My parents left for a 2-week cruise down the Gulf, their first real vacation in years, and asked me to house sit. The place was their 2-story home out in rural Pennsylvania, about 30 minutes from the nearest town. Quiet, surrounded by trees, no neighbors within shouting distance. I'd grown up there, but hadn't been back much since moving to the city. Still, the house felt familiar enough. Solid old wood construction, creaky stairs, old carpet. I settled in quickly, slept in the downstairs guest room. The second floor hadn't been used in a while. Just a couple of dusty bedrooms and my grandmother's old sewing room, all shut tight. At first, everything was fine. I fed the dog, brought in the mail, read books in the evenings. The silence of the countryside was refreshing after years of city noise. But on the third night, something changed. I woke up at around 2:45 a.m. No reason, no dream, no sound. Just that cold, electric feeling in my chest. Like something had tugged me awake. I lay there, staring at the ceiling, and then I heard it. A single floorboard creaked, directly above me. It wasn't wind, wasn't the dog. It was distinct, measured, like someone shifting their weight on bare wood. Then silence. I stayed in bed for several minutes, heart racing, listening. I didn't go upstairs that night. The next morning, I went up cautiously. Everything looked untouched, dust undisturbed, no signs of entry. I opened each door, flicked each light. Silence. But the air smelled stale, heavy, like an attic that hadn't been opened in years. Even though it had only been a few months, I shrugged it off, told myself old houses make noise. I almost believed it. Until the fourth night. I woke up again. Same time. Same heavy feeling in my chest. But this time, I heard breathing. Not mine. Not the dog's. It was above me. Long, slow, raspy breaths. As if someone was standing still, maybe crouching, right over my bed on the second floor. The breath wasn't angry. It wasn't loud. Just persistent and wet. Each inhale dragged through mucus and phlegm. Each exhale was long and rattling. I sat up, phone clutched in hand. No signal. I didn't go upstairs. I just waited. Eventually, the sound stopped. I fell asleep with the lamp on, sitting in a chair, knife from the kitchen in my lap. From that night on, the air in the house changed. It got harder to breathe near the stairs. The smell upstairs worsened, sour, damp, like mildew mixed with rotting fabric. The dog refused to go near the second floor. She'd stand at the base of the stairs and whimper. Then, on the fifth night, I heard the staircase creak. Not above me, below me. Someone was coming down. I froze, heard each step groan under weight. Slow, deliberate, step, pause, step, pause. They reached the hallway. I was in the guest room, door cracked open. I turned off the lamp, held my breath. I could hear breathing again, louder now, labored, wet. I saw nothing, but I felt it. A presence, in the hallway, facing the room, watching, not moving. It stayed there for what felt like forever, and then it was gone. In the morning, I checked the stairs. Nothing. No prints. No damage. But in the carpet of the hallway, faint impressions, damp footprints, bare. I left that day. Packed a bag and stayed in a motel until my parents got back. I didn't tell them everything. Just that the power kept going out. That the place creeped me out. My dad didn't seem surprised. He looked toward the staircase and said quietly, "You probably shouldn't sleep downstairs next time." That's where she always liked to come down.